Paris Olympics and Bangladesh crisis. Welcome, Vanakkam, Namaskaram. You would wonder what connection there possibly could be between Paris Olympics and the crisis that's brewing in Bangladesh. Well, if you would bear with me a little while, that connection will become explicit. If anyone asks me as to what, in my opinion, is the highlight of 2024 Paris Olympics, I would, without any hesitation and without having to think even for a second, say that it is a javelin throw event. And not so much the event as such as the consequence or the aftermath of it. Let me be very specific and precise. What touched me most about the javelin throw event of Paris Olympics is not merely the fact that for the first time, perhaps in the history of Olympics, the first and second prizes came to Asia. The gold medal to Ashraf Nadeem of Pakistan for his monumental, massive throw, which has established a new Olympics record, though it still falls short of the world record. And the silver to our own Neeraj Chopra. Though Asians as a whole, every Indian, every Pakistani has good grounds for rejoicing over it and feeling proud of it. What has really touched me most is the reaction of two mothers. I quite deliberately put it in the singular. I didn't say reactions, I said reaction. Because for the first time, two mothers from across the borders, the line of control between India and Pakistan, expressed exactly identical sentiments, quite contrary to what anybody with any political sensitivity would have anticipated or expected them to do. When Saroj Devi was approached by a journalist to elicit her reaction to her son winning the Olympic silver medal in javelin throw, also with the added journalistic intention of gauging her disappointment about her son losing the pride of place, losing the gold in javelin, what did she say? She said quite simply, sincerely, with the heart of a mother, that she did not feel that we lost the gold. We gained the silver, and the son of another mother across the line got the gold medal. So she feels, she says that she feels as though we got the gold and silver. In exactly the same vein, Razia Parveen, the mother of Arshad Nadeem in Pakistan, when asked for her opinion, said exactly the same thing. Now, if two politicians, one from Pakistan, one from India, were to be interviewed on the same subject, you can imagine what responses would have been got. I'm underlining this, I'm inviting your attention to this important fact that there is a difference between how human beings feel about realities of life and how politicians force us against our will, against our common sense, against the goodness that is native to us, to feel about the same thing. Unfortunately, we are becoming and we have become slaves to the political manipulation of our sentiments as against what our native goodness would have made us think, do, or say. And therefore, to me, a great light has borne out of the Paris Olympics and has come to India and Pakistan at a time when it is needed most. And that light is that all men are sons of mothers, and all mothers are mothers of sons. And the achievement of one son is not against the achievement of another son. They are the joint achievements of the sons of the mothers. Mothers are the same, sons are the same. Mothers everywhere feel the same way. No mother would like her son to die in battle. No mother would like her son to kill somebody in a communal riot, leave alone being killed. Ask any mother whether she would like her son to soil his hands with the blood of innocents simply because there is a hysterical hatred whipped up in times of communal riots. It is this reality that we need to cherish. And I think this is a far greater achievement than all the medals, nearly 600 of them, put together of the Paris Olympics. Now let's cut into the Bangladesh crisis. Very unfortunately, the Hindu minority community in Bangladesh is being targeted. Going by the reports available to us, Hindus in 27 different districts are feeling extremely insecure, which is understandable. I call upon the Muslim leadership in this country to be very articulate and assertive in proclaiming their solidarity with their brothers and sisters across the border with Bangladesh, a nation which is born largely out of the initiative of India. I also call upon the Muslim leadership in Bangladesh, and I appeal in particular to Muhammad Yunus, a man of great common sense, a man of great distinction, a Nobel Peace winner, to have extra sense of sensitivity and responsibility towards the beleaguered Hindu community in Bangladesh. The lives of people should not become pawns on the chessboard of political maneuvering, political ups and downs. Now, this is a time for maturity to prevail. This is a time for rational thinking. This is a time for what is good and beautiful about our humanity to have free play. Unfortunately, voices from within India are now heard, which are extremely lamentable. While I do not want to give much prominence to any one of them, I cannot but make a reference to two of them. One is, of course, predictably Kangana Ranaut, who urges all Hindus now to take their swords, because she believes that security comes only from swords. If the Bangladeshi Hindus are to heed her advice and all start sporting swords, what would be their predicament? Only a person who has absolutely no sense of history, no common sense, no idea as to how things play out, no idea about the sensitivities and extreme volatility that prevail in a country like Bangladesh at this phase of its disarray and degradation, would make an irresponsible statement of that kind. Of course, she thinks that by making this kind of statement, she would endear herself to certain hotheads in the Hindu community. But I'm sure that the vast majority of Hindus are commonsensical, mature, and they would have the wisdom to realize that incitements of this kind at a time when things are so volatile in Bangladesh would serve only to jeopardize the already regrettable situation in which our brothers and sisters find themselves in Bangladesh. Statements like what Kangana Ranaut is making would only serve as fuel to the fire of an extremely volatile situation. Such statements are to be denounced forthwith with all the force that we can muster. I must also make a reference to a statement made by Anurag Thakur, a man who somehow distinguishes himself by making incendiary statements. I cannot forget the incitement to violence that he issued to his supporters when Delhi was in a very, very volatile state. A Goli Maro statement. I don't want to go into the details of the statement because such things are not to be uttered by a civilized person at all. By my repeating those words, I lent a modicum of dignity to it, which I don't want to. According to him, the entire responsibility for the sorry state of the Hindu community in Bangladesh must be borne by Rahul Gandhi. Now, there must be some respect to the intelligence of the Indian viewer, the Indian citizen. After all, people are in the know of things. Rahul Gandhi has been cautioning the government of India, the foreign policy pundits, the people who matter, regarding how things are actually slipping out of legitimate bounds in Bangladesh. He has been crying from the rooftop about the short sighted policy that India is adopting towards Bangladesh, which he said even before all this happened, would only serve to bring Pakistan and China together, which, according to him, and I quite agree with him, and every sensible Indian will agree with him, would only jeopardize our interests all the more. And the warning that he issued has come true. Therefore, Anurag Thakur and the party that he represents naturally worry that people would attach far greater credibility, respect, value to the words of Rahul Gandhi as compared to the words of anybody else, because he's emerging as a politician of great geopolitical wisdom. And therefore, there is a need to discredit him in any which way possible. And the only way that can be done is by ascribing all responsibility to Rahul Gandhi's inaction in protecting the Hindus of Bangladesh, as though Rahul Gandhi is the Prime Minister of India. Now, political immaturity, this evident cheapness of mental culture of this kind, the easy readiness to stoop to any level to turn human tragedy into some kind of political advantage is very, very unfortunate. I can't believe that Anurag Thakur does not have the intelligence to realize that any statement, any twist, any interpretation imparted to the volatile situation in Bangladesh can only have the most regrettable and nightmarish prospect of rendering the already worrisome predicament of our fellow brothers and Hindu brothers and sisters in Bangladesh even more precarious. If Rahul Gandhi were to jump into the fray and make all kinds of saber rattling, do you really believe that that would contribute to the security of Hindus in Bangladesh? I would say that this is not the time to make politically correct statements. This is the time to let tempers cool. This is the time, at least, to refrain from provoking highly hysterical sentiments. That is why I'm saying that what we need to really celebrate is the response of Saroj Devi and Rashia Parveen, the two mothers from India and Pakistan, and said that this is really what is good and beautiful about our humanity. And this is the light in which that we need to see India, Bangladesh, their situation also. Because whether it is on this side of the border or that side of the border, there are mothers, there are sons. We need to live together. We need to see each other's achievements as our shared achievements, our sorrow as our shared predicament. We need to realize the common humanity that we share, and we need to celebrate it in any which way we can. That's the light. In the midst of the naked death dance that darkness is making in Bangladesh, rather than intensifying that darkness, it is this light that the two women of India and Pakistan have given to us, shown to us, that needs to be carried into Bangladesh. Compare and contrast Kangana Ranaut with these two women, these two mothers, then you will know where these two where our Kangana Ranaut stands. Nothing more is required to expose the cheapness and the hard-heartedness, the political blindness and the communal insensitivity of a person than comparing her with this noble sentiment expressed identically by two mothers, one in Pakistan and the other in India. That is the way forward. That is the light of peace. It is this light of peace that needs to shine in Bangladesh, and not the fire of mutual hatred, anger, and cruelty. Unfortunately, already sporadic events of communally slandered attacks are reported from here and there, and some very poor Muslims seem to have been targeted as per police reports. I hope all such incidents are brought under control immediately, because this will have a reciprocal reaction from other quarters, and that will then create a spiral of violence. Things can get out of control. Wisdom demands that this diabolic, malevolent process is stopped immediately. And here I want to appreciate the stand taken by Muhammad Yunus, who is the de facto acting Prime Minister of Pakistan, where he has threatened to resign and go back to the place he came from if people do not stop atrocities against those who consider their enemies or people they dislike. That includes our Hindu brothers and sisters in Bangladesh. I have also want to appreciate the stand taken by several Muslim leaders who have heroically tried to protect Hindus and temples during this period of time. I think they need our applause, they need our love and affection, and we need to proclaim loudly that we appreciate their humanity, their goodwill, and these are the things that we need to bank on, and not the cheap heroism of inciting people to resort to their swords, or to worship their swords, or to find their refuge only in swords. Swords cannot take you anywhere. Nobody has reached anywhere carrying swords. The most foolish thing you can do is to trust your swords. There is something far greater. Light is better than sword, because that's how humanity is designed. It is that light that the mothers of Arshad Nadeem and Neeraj Chopra have shown to us. Let us carry that light into Bangladesh, and all shall be well. Thank you.